Good afternoon. Am I audible? Am I audible? Are you able to see the screen? Okay. So once again, good afternoon. This is the video lecture on Python Django full stack web development. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the next part. So we are in JavaScript level 1. So till now we have gone with different concepts like control statements, operators, etc. So in today's class, we come with a new thing, that is looping structures. So which are the different types of structures we are having? So first we have while loop and for loop. So these are the two types of looping structures we are going to discuss. So let's go get into the concept. So while loops. Okay. So come for the content here. So let's learn about the while loops. So what the loop will do. So loops allows us to automatically repeat the blocks of code. So in before we have gone with the control statements. So control statements, depending on the condition, either one or two statements will be executed. If condition is true, some conditions will be executed only once. If condition is false, the statement will be executed only once. Okay. If you want that particular statements to be executed continuously, so then you have to make use of loops. Understanding what I'm telling? So in if else and else if, so we have gone with if the condition is true, you execute the statements one time. If the condition is false, it is going to execute one time. Okay, only once the statements are executed. But when you come for the loops, allows us to automatically repeat blocks of code. Okay, so you can execute the same statements again and again with the example of loops. Okay, so the while loop will continuously execute code as long as condition remains true. Okay, so first the condition, if the condition is true, keeps on executing the code until the condition is true. Okay, so that you can easily understand when you go with the programming part. So come for the syntax of the while loop. Under while loop, first use the word while followed with the word condition. Okay, so execute some code while this condition is true. If the condition is true, then the code will be executed here. So it will be executed for n number of times. Okay, so now that is the syntax we have gone with. Now you come for the demo on some of the loop statements. So let's see how the loops are going to work in the JavaScript. So for that, you move on to the Autumn text editor. So open this particular Autumn text editor here. Are you able to see the Autumn text editor? Yes. Are you able to see the Autumn text editor? Can you see? Reply me. Yes, can you see the editor? Okay. Is my voice is okay? Are you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now I am going to open two files. One is the HTML file, the other one is a JavaScript file. So take two files. Okay. So first one, you make it as a HTML file. So take it HTML. So HTML tree setter and save this particular file. Go for save. So under desktop. So create the name. What can be the name? So I'll be taking dot while dot html. Okay, because it is the illustration of while loop. So I will take while loop dot html. So I'm going to save the contents. So take the another file, go for the plain text, make it JavaScript. So JavaScript. So go for file, save the contents. So take it as while loop.js because it is the JavaScript. Okay. So now you come for the HTML. So take the code as type HTML, press enter. So what can be the thing? So you give JavaScript on loops. Okay. So under the body, you take an heading. So tell it as while loop. So while loop in JS. So I'll be taking like this. So I have to give the connectivity. So go with a script. So when you go with a script, it will show script source. So under the source, you give that file name. So what is the file name? While loop.js. So remove each and everything else, char set, whatever you are having. Just scripts source is equal to while loop.js script you have given. So now I am going to have the so now I am going to work on the program. So I will giving JavaScript to print values from 1 to 5 or 1 to 5 or you can go with a 0 to 5 also. Okay. So for that I will be taking var x as the one of the variable. So as I have already told you the correction of the while. So how the while, first you will be getting the declaration, initialization of the value, then condition, then incrementation. So where x is equal to 0 I have taken. So it is going to print only go for while. So under that you write x less than 5. So if x is less than 5, so you can go with a log. So I'm taking the log x is okay. So x is, and again, I need the value of that particular value. Okay. So if x is plus x, now you come for incrementation. So because you have to print the value from 1 to 5. Okay. So for that, so if you want the value from 1 to 5, let's go. So keep on incrementing. First you should get value 1, next you should get value 2, 3, 4, 5 should be printed. So that one I will be giving it as incrementation. Okay, I have taken console.log x. Okay, so save this particular file. Okay, so go for the while loop, save this content, go for edit, give copy path, open browser. So under the browser, you paste and press enter. So just you are getting what is the title given, JavaScript on loops. What is the heading taken, while loop in JS. So now you have to go and see in console. So where is console? Console is inside inspect. So go for inspect, go for console. Now here you can see X is 0, X is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but what are all the values you need to print? So go for the program here, JavaScript to print the values from 1 to 5. But here it is printing from 0 to 4. So what should be done? So here you start with 1, and now you see here it is taking less than 5, but you want 5. So take it as equals. If x is less than or equal to 5, then print. So now you save, go for the web browser, refresh the thing. Now you can see x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the one of the program what you are going to do. Okay, so that means I'm going to have the JavaScript. So now you see, so same thing you take. So JavaScript, next program. Okay, so I'm doing the next program. So print the values from 1 to 5, comma. If x equals 3, it should stop. So go for the concept. So you take the value JavaScript to print the values from 1 to 5. If x equals 3, so it should stop. You should not get the execution of 4 and 5. Okay, so for that you take the same code what you have taken. Okay, so just copy the thing and paste it here. Okay, so I have taken the value currently. Okay, so if x is less than or equal to 5, so control. Okay, so before increment, now you had a statement if x double equals 3. Okay, so what is the statement? If x double equals 3, take the log. So under the log, you give x is equal to 3. X is equal to 3. And what is the next thing? If x is equal to 3, you should print that statement and it should stop. Okay, it should stop the execution of that particular thing. Okay, so in order to stop, in order to stop, so I'm adding a comment to stop. So I'm going to have the break here. Okay, so I'll be giving break here. So let's see what happens. So save this particular content, go for here and refresh. So now you see this one. This is the first output, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next you see x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, 3, x is equal to 3, and it is stopping here. Understood? So that is the concept I have taken. JavaScript to print the values from 1 to 5. Okay, it should print the values. I have taken it as x less than 5 also. But if x is equal to 3, so it should stop. Okay, so that's why you have got at x is equal to 3, it is equal to 3, it is going to stop it here. Understood? So that is the second example what we have seen. So now you come for the next program. So write the program JavaScript to print all numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, so you have to print all the values from 1 to 10. So you should start with what? So go with where. So number I will be taking as n, and n should start with 1. Okay, that's why I've given n is equal to 1 there. Next, you go with a while. So under that, you write n up to where you should print up to, you should print up to 1 to 10. So starting with 10, and you should end at 10. So that's why less than or equal to 10 have taken. So inside that you go with a log. So console.log. So you go with an n. Okay, console.log of n. Then keep on for one it should print, for two it should print. So I'm taking n plus plus here. So this is the code you are having. Now save it and refresh the page. So now you see. So this is our program. So 1, 2, 3, you are printing all the values from 1 to 10 here. So this is our output. This is the first program output. This is second JavaScript program output. And this one is third. Okay. So like this. So now you are printing the values from 1 to 10. So now you make a small change. Okay. So I will be heading the program. So Java JavaScript to print all even numbers. So even numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, same thing you take. So I need to print only the even numbers from 1 to 10. So first from 1 it should take. So what is the condition to check for a even number? Is condition to check is what is the condition to check for a even number? Priyadarshini.
So modulus by 2 is equal to 0.
Okay, good. So first you take the values. So start with the same thing. So I'm taking where n is equal to 1. Okay. Next you go take the while loop. So you have to start with n. So n less than or equal to 10. Okay. So inside that you go with a condition. So condition I'll be giving it as if. Okay. So if n mod n mod 2 double equals 0. Okay, so you should take a double equals or you can go with a triple equals also, it doesn't matter. So if n mod 2 double equals 0, so you can have log. So log, so you are printing n. Okay, so console.log of n. So now we shall see which are the numbers we are getting by executing here. So num, so if num mod 2, this is closed here. Next, you have to take with all the values. So after this, now you had n plus plus. So here you have to give n plus plus. So save the contents for the browser. So under the browser, you should get the values. So I'll close this particular thing. You have to go with a wait. So this is the content what we have created. So I will take the again go with the HTML, go with the edit, copy this particular path and paste it here. Control me, press enter. So it is taking much time, I think so. So I will close this particular browser. So open the browser again and give the paste. So paste you are getting like this. Go for the inspect and the console. So now you can see here. So 1 to 10, it is first you have printed values from 1 to 10. Next you can see it is showing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so that is a condition for what? It is a condition for even numbers. So what is the even numbers condition here? So similarly, if you want the odd numbers from 1 to 20, so I'll copy the same thing here. So Control C, next Control V. So now I'm going to have this statement as odd numbers from 1 to 50. So I will take it 1 to 50. What are the changes? You start with 1. So here you change up to 50. So n mod 2. So you give not equals. So n mod 2 is not equal to. So single equals you should get n mod 2 not equal to 0. You print. So now let's go and see the web page contents. So under web page contents, you can see. So it is showing all the values from 1 to 50. So in between 1 to 50, which are the prime numbers you are having, it is showing each and everything. Okay. So this is the concept on while loops. So have you understood? Have you understood the concept on while loops?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we shall go with the next thing, that is for loops. Okay. So part 7, for loops. So let's learn about the for loops. If you have only dealt with a Python before, you may want to watch this lecture as the syntax will appear quite different to you. Okay, so syntax, when you go with a for loop, it will be different. Okay, so for loops allows you to continually execute code a specific number of times. Java has 3 types of for loops. Just a for, which loops through a number of times. For/in loops through JavaScript object. So that we have to see when you go with a JavaScript level 2. For/in, it loops through JavaScript object. For of used with arrays. So these two concepts you will be studying when you go with a JavaScript level 2. Okay. So for now, a quick note. Previously we used. So when you go with a num is equal to num plus 1, using shorthand assignment, you have can give it as num plus is equal to 1. And similarly, by incrementation, you can have num plus plus. All these are coming under same. Okay, this is just by adding. This is by shorthand assignment operator, and this one is by incrementation. So for loop. So for you all know, statement 1 will be the initialization of a variable. Statement 2 will be the condition that is a relational expression. Statement 3 can be incrementation or decrementation. Okay, so statement 1 is executed before the loop starts. Before the loop is going to execute this statement 1. What is statement 1? Declaration or initialization of the variable is the statement 1. So similarly, statement 2 is the termination condition. Statement 3 is the increment or decrement. Okay, so it will be executed before the code starts. So example we have taken initialization, we have taken I is equal to 0. Statement 2, statement 3. Okay, come for the statement 2. Defines the condition for running the loop. Okay, so example we can give, you are starting with I is equal to 0 and you are ending with I less than 5. Okay, so from 0 to 5, you are going to print the values. 0 will come, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are just printing the values, you will be having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, because you are given it as less than 5. Okay, statement 3. The statement 3 is executed each time after the loop cycles throws. So what can be the statement 3? Statement 3 can be incrementation or decrementation. Okay, so this is the most common for loop structure you will see in the JavaScript, where I is equal to 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus. For example, a string is just a sequence of characters. Imagine we wanted to print each letter in a particular string, we could use following. If you want to print every letter, so that we will go through when you go with the exercises. So it will going to print each and every letter. So take on where word is equal to hello, it will start at 0 and less than word dot length I plus plus word of I. So word of this is the word. So word of 0 is H, word of 1 is E, word of L, word of 2 is L, word of 3 is L, word of 4 is O. So that is word of I. Okay. So let's see some examples of this too for loops. Later on, we will cover the for and of method when we discuss arrays. So understand? So for and of, for of will be discussed when you go with arrays. Okay. So now you come for the examples on loops. So I will be closing this particular thing. So close these two loops. So take the new file, one for HTML. So take a new file, the other one for JavaScript. So make it this one HTML. So take it as HTML. So file, go with the save. So take it as for loop.html. So while loop. So here it is for loop. Okay. So similarly, you go with this one. So plain text, you make it JavaScript. JavaScript. Okay. So take this one JavaScript and save the content. So while saving the contents, you take it as for loop.js. Okay. So this is JS. Come for the HTML. So this is the only once I am going to do this. So for JavaScript. So title I have given. So H1. So you take it as for loop in JS. Okay. So add the script. So script source. So underscores you give it as for hyphen loop dot js. So remove each and everything, cat set whatever is there, you remove this particular thing. Okay. So for loop, save the contents, go for the for loop now. Okay. So let's have the understanding. So go with the same thing. So JavaScript to print numbers. So print numbers from 1 to 10. Same thing. Okay. So in order to print the numbers from 1 to 10 using for loop, so how you do? So you here you see here you are getting for each, for in, for of. Just you take for. So default you will be getting this particular syntax. So for now, you take the same variable I to print all the values from 1 to 10. So when you go with the I less than, here you give it as 5. So here you give it as I less than or equal to 10. So you give I less than or equal, no space should be there. I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So coming for array of I, you take it log. So just I'm taking the log, console.log. So you take num colon, num colon after double quotes, you add plus I. Okay, so after that, you add plus I. So save this first program. So once you save, go for the for, go for copy path. So, so this one is finished. Now you copy paste for loop. So for loop in JS, right click, inspect, for the console. So now you see, so now you are having the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. Okay, so but I want the values from where? I want the values from 1 to 10 because our program is telling it is from values 1 to 10. So here you have to give it as 1. Okay, so say the contents, go here, refresh. So now you are getting the values from 1 to 10 here. Okay, so come for the next example. So JavaScript to print each letter in word. To print each letter in the word. So for that you take a variable. So I'll be taking a new thing called word. So under word you type something called Python or JavaScript, whatever you want. Okay. So I've taken the word as Python. So go for the for loop. So you all know for. Okay. Where you take, so this one array. So in place of array, you take word dot length. So I plus plus. So you want each and every letter in the word. So if you want each and every letter in the word, you take the log. So console.log of word of I. So this one should go inside. So you cut this particular thing and paste it here. So console.word.I. So save the program, go and refresh. So here you can see Python. Print each and every letter in the string. So in order to print, so you are getting Python like this. Okay. So now you come for the next one. So, so I am taking the very simple examples. So next you go with a JavaScript to print statements hello, hello 5 times using for loop. Okay. So for that you go with a for where I is equal to 0. So you give it as I less than 5. Sorry, I less than or equal to so, so less than or equal to 5. Okay, I plus plus. So under that you have the statement log. So console.log. So in double quotes you give hello. Okay. So now you close this particular thing. So save, go for the web browser and see. So expected unexpected token equals. So don't give any space. So refresh. So here you are getting it as hello. Only once you are getting, but I want it each and every time. Okay. So in order to get it each and every time, just you add the word statement I plus plus. So when you go with a word I plus plus, you are getting it only one time. How many times? So after console.log, so you try with a, so I have given I plus plus there only. So I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to I plus plus. So console. So I have given it as hello here. So there is no means of giving double quotes. So this is the program what you can go with the JavaScript. Okay. So similarly, now you come for the last program. So so I will give it as assignment. So go with the assignment. JavaScript to find all odd numbers. So I have done with the even numbers from 1 to 25. So JavaScript to find all the odd numbers from 1 to 25 using for. So take this, work on it, and submit the particular assignment after the class in the group. Okay. So you work on this particular JavaScript. If you are having any doubts, you can feel free. So this is up to the loops concept. So loops, we have gone with a for loop, simple for. Okay. So for in, for off, we will discuss later in the JavaScript level 2. Okay, for now we have gone with of while loops and for loops. So this is up to today's class. Work on this particular assignment and submit it in the group. Okay, so this is up to today's class. So understand carefully. So this video lecture will be uploaded in my channel 1DPMK. Kindly like, share, subscribe for the channel, and make it share for all your friends so that they can understand this particular language and become a web developer. Okay, so that is up to today's class. Meet you in the next class. Thank you.